Hello, everybody. I'm your host Henry Gowett, and welcome back to Bring On the Entertainment. I got Anthony with me as always. He's been a good friend of mine for the past couple months. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. It's great to be back again. How about you?
Well, we're there's nothing to talk about, so we're just gonna talk about our own experiences working in media industry. I'm not gonna say film industry because we're not in Hollywood yet, but
Yeah.
I think we both have some stuff to talk about here. So I'm just gonna hand it off to you, Anthony. Like what is some of your early filmmaking experiences, and what advice do you want to bring to the table?
Oh man. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, to fully start off, I've always been a movie addict since I was 3. I've always loved watching movies, and I wanted to be an actor a lot while also directing. I have I've had my mom and dad trying to encourage me to get into these Pell classes and school for like school for recording, and it's like I just want to be an actor. I mean, but what really made me wanted to make a movie. I made my first movie back in high school. I was a freshman, and
Yeah.
I was 14, turning 15 years old when I was getting into filming my first film, which was Zombies of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
That film, it was intended to be a found footage movie, which was an hour and 20 minutes. That's I wanted. I mean, I didn't really care about the runtime. I just wanted to make the movie,
Yeah, man.
and it was me and Paul and my brother Andrew, who no longer works with us. And
Oh man, that sucks.
yeah, and there was a friend who I will not mention, but it was he was a friend of mine. Uh,
That bad, eh? Just kidding.
well, well, I mean that was one of the biggest cons of well, it's best not to talk about that in the industry.
Yeah, that's true.
It's best to
No
keep
worries.
it to ourselves.
It's alright. You know what? You're right.
Yeah, I mean, if you feel that you have PTSD from it, never talk
Yeah.
about that. Never talk about any of the issues you suffered on set, because then people will probably fire back and they'll just probably say some rumors, which that's not
Yeah.
something that we want.
You don't want to end up like Andy, bro. You don't want to end up like Andy.
You don't want to end up like Weinstein.
Oh, Weinstein. Yeah.
You don't want to end up like
But
Weinstein or anyone else.
yeah, that's true.
So so
Yeah.
so my first movie, it was not. It turned out to be like we shot it entirely on a phone. We shot it on a phone and my little Samsung camera, which was like $80 at Aaron's restaurant, Aaron's Furniture. I was about to say restaurant. Get the fuck out of here. So it was a very bad movie that I made. It's on Vimeo, but it got a lot of hate, and
Oof,
I
I'm sorry.
and it was a very tough movie to make because it was my first movie with only
Yeah.
4 friends, and we had friends from the neighborhood who wasn't really experienced in acting, who wasn't really taking
Yeah.
it as serious to be zombies. Hell, I had my grandma as a zombie. We didn't even have a script. I didn't even write a script. All I did,
Ooh,
I got
that's good.
creative, and it was not that good. But
Yeah.
people seem to enjoy the movie, and I am glad that they are enjoying it. But I have to acknowledge that it was a shitty movie.
All right. I
Um,
mean,
and we had no budget. We only spent like $5 on the movie. We only spent like $5 to $10.
yeah.
Like
That's I can totally relate to that, man. Just we continue on, man. It's really interesting.
see,
It's
filming,
like,
yeah. See, with filming, it wasn't like how I set up my schedule with the regular movies. It just back then when I started out, it was just usually I called my friend to come over and then we just make a movie any day. It was usually after school, and that was it. Hell, it took me a lot of arguing to get them to come out. I'm like, hey, get your fucking ass out of here, come out here. And then we had a lot of arguments. Like, I mean, the thing about me and my buddy Paul is that we've had a lot of arguments when we make our movies. But like at the end of the day, I mean, we don't. We still talk. We still hang out. We still do all that. We're still buddies,
yeah, man.
and we never.
Totally.
And we're not. It's not like how I am with the other actors. And so when I got where everything changed was then we started filming my first original film, which was it was let's see, it was 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
2 hours and 22 minutes. It was the Junior Squad, which that
Oh
was.
yeah, I actually did see it. That was actually pretty good, man.
Oh,
Like,
thanks, man. I really
like
appreciate
really
it.
great. That was actually like pretty heartfelt, man.
Yeah.
Like, good job.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. We had a lot of technical difficulties and we had audio and continuity issues, but that was our first film where we actually got a tripod and a DSLR camera, and we used the microphone for some parts of the movies. We even used the GoPro for the swimming pool sequences and a few other sequences. We actually had costumes, which was actually a little improved because we never really had costumes. But we had guns, we had like actual masks and everything, so that was a big step in the right direction.
Oh yeah, dude, that's pretty awesome, bro.
We're
That's pretty
shooting a
great.
sequel. We are indeed shooting a sequel right now. It's called The Junior Squad Returns.
Oh, dude, can I make a cameo in it? Just like
Maybe.
a voice cameo?
Why
Just
not? Why not? We're always looking for
yeah,
people.
cool.
That
I wouldn't even get paid. It's all right, no
Yeah,
worries.
that well, it happens. But the sequel is about Great General Doom's brother, El Diablo, who comes back from the dead. But this is this is a movie where it's like we don't have superpowers, but they're going to be a little bit of superpowers, which is something we don't really pull off very well with VFX. But it's basically a team like kind of like the Four Horsemen and X Men. So it's probably going to be like
Nice.
it's like Batman Returns colliding with X Men.
Badass, dude, that sounds like badass, man. Like if you can do the budget for it, I'm like go for it,
We
you
got
know?
the budget for it, which is great. I mean, we're spending like $500 on the movie, so that's great.
Nice. That's like dang, like I don't know how you do it. You pulling some Joe Exotic stuff? I mean, because that's pretty impressive, my man.
I
Like
guess
five hundred
I guess
dollars.
Joe Exotic had an exotic idea for me. What can I say?
Oh, dude, man.
Yeah, we're filming the house scenes first during the COVID. So I mean, basically half of the first act takes place in the house, and then the second and third act takes place like outside the house. It takes place downtown and other places, and there's gonna be a lot of action in that movie, and there's gonna be some hardcore violence in this one, more hardcore than the Junior Squad. So there's gonna be a lot of shit that happens, and so when I started, my biggest fear when it came to making my movies was working with people I don't know
Yeah,
because
same here, man.
I didn't want them to get the impression that I'm being unprofessional or that I don't know what I'm doing or I'm not material enough to be in this industry. And that kind of hurts my feelings because I put a lot of time and effort into my films.
Don't we all, dude, right? You know,
And
just
and the thing that sickens me is, well, the worst film I've ever made was Survival. That was like a bad experience on my part, but it was also an improvement too because as the days go by, we had crew members who were so awesome, new ones too.
pretty badass, man.
Yeah, but the hardest part was raising money for it, which I've never done this before. I've never raised any money for Survival the Apocalypse.
Yeah. So like how did you like do it exactly with the money? Did you like use a GoFundMe? Did you like make it yourself? Like what did you exactly do exactly?
So I made a GoFundMe for the film because there was no way that we were gonna pull off that zombie movie, and I don't, and it's gonna probably end up like my first movie. We don't want it. We don't want that. We don't want it to end up like the first film, considering we considering that they're both like inspired. So we wanted to come up with at least 5K because that's kind of like the even budget for a low budget movie. There was no way we were gonna raise up to 5K, but anything like if we can, it was like the whole goal was to go past 1K at least.
Pretty badass, man. I'm glad you made it, man. Like that's pretty cool.
It was
Like
a tough
so did you make
project.
like short films beforehand or did you just go straight into features?
I just made feature films as my first ones, and they were
Oh
very
dang,
tough to make. And then I made a few short films like Stigma, Visions of Love, The Chosen Woman,
dang, dude.
and
That's pretty badass. So like how did you meet all of your crew members? Cause like for me, like some of mine were just like school and Facebook.
well, schools, film festivals, recommendations, pretty much. But the crews, I just I have some ups and downs with people on set, but at the end of the day, we're here to work, and that's about it. The biggest thing the biggest thing that really struck me and pissed me off a lot on set was that somebody reported, well, somebody was like saying that I was spending the money for myself,
Oh
which
yeah, man. You talked about that before in a waiter video,
that
like
was
about that. I mean, I know that must really piss you off, man. Like that
well,
just
yeah, because how come you have someone who's gonna be who's two faced?
oh
How
yeah,
can
dude.
how can you
Sucks.
have How can you have a two-faced person who's gonna be saying that without even asking the question?
Yeah.
You don't just jump to the conclusion and just say that. That's kinda stupid. because I did spend the money on the movie,
Yeah.
but I
You
had a job too, so I
you
bought
just
things.
had to, like you were kind of like caught between a rock and a hard place. You like whatever you did, you were gonna piss somebody off, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's always that. There's always gonna be that one little douchey in the crew. But
That
what can
douchebag.
it happens. Like it happens on set. I mean, things happen on set. Um,
Yeah,
you
man.
you gotta learn how to put water under the bridge and set aside.
There you go, man. Well, that's pretty awesome.
I
So,
mean,
like, how did
I
you
mean,
get
I mean, I probably won't work with them again. That's pretty much
at
it.
least you're honest about it, right? You know?
I only work with people who I like. That's the thing. And I'm going back to my old roots where I usually work with my friends, and
Yeah.
I think we can manage it. Only problem is that I mean, back then we didn't have anyone doing sound. We didn't have anyone doing camera. We didn't have anyone doing all that.
Oh, yeah.
It was just me and Paul and Adam doing all the work.
Yeah,
But
man. I can totally relate to that, man. That's just it's hard to find people, man, especially, like, if you're in Tampa or Washington. If you're not in, like, LA, it's kind of hard to find people, and, like, if you're even in LA, like, they're not cheap, man.
oh, it's not easy. It's
It's
not even as easy as we all think it is. But at the end of the day, we have a way to make it happen. And
oh, hey, man.
I think looking back, we make mistakes on what we do in the industry, and we have to find a way to like move on and grow from that. Learn
Oh,
how to
yeah.
we need to learn how to like adapt from our issues and move on.
Damn, man, that's deep. That's, like, really deep, my man.
Yeah.
Do you wanna hear my story of, like, how I got into, stuff like that?
Well, actually, that's also also I forgot to add that too. How did I end up getting noticed more?
Yeah,
Well,
how I wanna ask you, like, how did you get that? Because that's,
oh,
like, pretty, like that's pretty I wanna know the secret formula.
oh
What's the
man,
secret sauce, Anthony?
absolutely. So the thing is,
That's
Henry,
a
is
trick
that
question, don't give it out, man.
um
Jeez,
the
rookie mistake.
strategy is well, let's just say that I actually became an assassin for the League of Shadows and everything went so
Nice.
well. So actually what really happened was that you know, there's festivals and you got to be very very careful what you submit to because some of them they'll just take your money and reject it.
Oh,
So
dude, yeah.
I met a couple people who've told me about these festivals and I went to my first festival was the Silver Screen for Short Films back
Yeah?
in January 2018, and I met a couple of cool people, uh,
Nice.
some familiar faces, and that's
Yeah.
how we got them. And Visions of Love was my first movie with actual people, with actors, and
Yeah.
that's how I met some of the actors. They were great.
Mhm.
I saw some shorts. Some of them are very fucking cringy. I will say that they like. I will admit there's some cringy movies I've seen in festivals that
Yeah. Probably
they.
one of them is mine, by the way. No, I'm just kidding, no.
I thought yours was good.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, buddy, that's awesome. Anyway, get back to your one.
So some of the movies I see at the festivals where some of them are like, "Hey, these filmmakers, they have a budget and there's no reason why they shouldn't suck." And some of them, they just actually good. Some of them are good, but some of them are like really bad.
Yeah,
And
man, it's that's
bad
that's
act
like sort of cinema for you. Some are great, some are pretty bad, right? It's just
well, that's why I don't go to the festivals to see a lot of people's movies because I
yeah,
just don't want to sit through cringe. That's the
yeah,
thing. But I'm not that guy that just wants to sit there just to watch
just
my
take it.
no, I wanna support my friends. I wanna support the local film community. I wanna support my filming friends.
Yeah.
But when I see something cringe, I
Maybe
wanna
you're just gonna call it out, man, right? And
walk
it's
out.
good.
I
There
watched
you
a
go.
movie that I was in, and it was called Six Strings, and I hate to say this because I feel bad that,
Yeah.
that if she ends up watching this podcast, I'm sorry, but I have to say this because as someone who's very constructive on movies, I gotta say what needs to be said. And if this director ends up seeing it, look, it's nothing personal, ma'am. If you're watching this, it's nothing personal. It's just what I saw. It could have been better. The movie that I was in was poorly edited, poorly fucking acted, and there was a scene where I'm fucking kissing, and the way it's shot was just my grandma slapped me in the theater.
Oh, yeah, dude. Ouch. Dang. That's like, that sucks, man.
My
But hey, she probably won't know, like, this podcast even exists, so you're fine, you know?
grandma, she actually flipped out in the theater. Like she was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh god.
And then,
Was she like, did she speak a foreign language, like, after that? She just, like she just started, like, spewing, like, a bunch of, like, foreign mumbo jumbo. Like I knew like one of my friends did that. She was Mexican. Like whenever she got mad, she just started like screaming Spanish or something, and she's like, yeah, dude, it was crazy. Not to be politically incorrect at all right, guys? We're all good here, all right? I'm a white
Everything's all good,
male.
guys.
It's okay.
Everything's all good. Look. The point in this situation is this: I wanted to watch this movie because I was in it, and also I like to see some original stuff. But
There you
it
go,
was
man.
so badly edited, so badly performed. The music was so poorly pixelated. The shots are pixelated. It reminded me of my first movie I made. It was not that poor. All those shots. My first movie was just like what I just saw, and I walked out. I walked out in the middle of the movie, and my pals who were in Star of the Apocalypse, they went to go see it with me because we had a film that those two were in, The Chosen Woman. That film was playing on the same block as that
Yep,
film. They called it the Anthony Caban block, which was fucking crazy considering that
yep,
I only had like four movies that was playing at Tampa Bay Underground Film Festival. I had two films that I was in, one where I played a
yep.
genie, one where I played someone who's in that cringy mess, and then the two movies I directed. And I was also
Mhm.
an extra in Hangman, which was shot on an Arri Alexa, which was fucking awesome looking at an Arri Alexa, but I was expecting an
Yeah.
Arri. But hey, we need more money to get film.
Yeah,
so
I gotcha, man.
so my grandma looked at me like, "Let's get the fuck out," and then my friends looked at me like, "Let's get the fuck out," and we were like, "We can't watch this shit."
Yeah.
So it was really gross. So the point is this: look, it's important to be open, but
But you gotta be honest, man. Like if
I hate
something's not good, you gotta like call it out at least, or just say, hey, it wasn't for me. Because if we just
don't
become like a bunch of yes men, then nothing really means anything, right?
don't get mad if we're judging. We're just being honest. We're being open, and we just want improvement. We just want
Yeah.
filmmakers to improve. And constructive criticism is the way to go. It's the only way that will help, and that's all we can provide.
Yeah, man.
But the thing is this. So with Silver Screen for Short Films Festival, I've been there like a couple times. Um, I met more people, but I met some people who are fucking Republicans. That was a sad.
Oh,
I met
oh,
fucking.
jeez, man.
I met some
Gotta bring
Trump.
the politics in, man. No, I'm just
Sorry,
joking.
man.
Man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
These people were Trump supporters. That's the sad thing.
Oh, the
I'm
MAGA. They wear like the MAGA hats, like right
so
about out in front.
but they go on Facebook turning their
Mhm.
fuck. They make it so political a lot, and it's like I don't
Yeah.
want to these type of people.
Yeah, that happens sometimes, unfortunately. But
I
you
I just
gotta
want
you gotta ignore those people, man.
I just want to do a movie, not talk political.
There you
Not
go.
I don't want it. I'm not here for that Republican shit. I mean, I'm so glad I wasn't born in the fucking South. I'll be honest.
Ooh, jeez, dang.
I'm just kidding.
Um,
If you were, hey, if any of you guys are proud to be born in the South, that's fine. But I'm just saying, I was born in New York, so I'm pretty happy to be born in New York.
yeah. Oh, well, dude, that's a pretty interesting story here. So I'm probably just gonna get into my story here as well.
Go ahead.
How I got started was I was a huge dork in high school and I never really fit in anywhere. And the only way
Hey,
to escape
I was on the
was
same boat as you.
what?
I was on that same boat as you.
Thanks, man. Of course, man. That's why I have you on this podcast. Yeah. But anyway, I just started writing when I was like 12. Like I just started writing scripts and stuff like that, and I just tinkered with them over the years. And some short stuff. I made my first short film in 2015. It was like a couple buddies from this really bad film camp. Like one of our like counselors was high all the time. Like you like went in his room, just smelled like pot. Just pot everywhere. It smelled like shit. And like we also had the super hot Asian like assistant there. Like, dude, she was like, I mean, not to be sexist or anything, but dang, she was really nice. But my other like roommates were kind of racist, and we had this other incel guy who just he just sit in the corner. He was like a skinny fuck. Like he just I don't know. He was weird. So I here I am just like looking like watching The Office on my iPhone and just trying to ignore everybody else. So I was just kind of there and I just started writing and I actually met my real mentor friend there named Eric. He was great guy. Like he got me into making movies and stuff like that. And he got me some connections and some places, some low, some high. I'm not gonna tell you any of them there. But
Yeah. I mean, I joined a lot of Facebook groups is what I do,
yeah.
and if you're gonna submit a movie, try submitting it to Tampa Bay Underground Film Festival. If
All
you have
right.
a film, it's like $20. That's
Yeah,
basically,
man.
and they'll accept it too. They will. I mean, usually they're always here to support filmmakers.
Yeah, dude, hell yeah. But, getting back to the story, so I didn't really, like I didn't make the movie, but I wrote the film, and apparently people, like, really loved my scripts. Like, there was, like, a bunch of typos in them, so, like, I try to polish them up every couple of days. But, yeah, I'm just always working on scripts and stuff like that, and I directed my first real short films, back in 2019 when finished graduating in high school because, I was kind of like a huge dork. I'm still a dork here. I'm a little bit chubby, but that's neither here or there. So I just started making these like little shitty short films that I'm really proud of, and I kind of like re-released them, sort of edited them over the years, made them better, faster, stronger, sexier, stuff like that. And and I was also working on some music videos with my buddy Jason, who is a really good friend of mine. Like he got me into making music videos, and we were supposed to have like 4 clients this year, but thanks to COVID, we just got fucked over, man. Yeah. I know, not as impressive as you, man. Like you have gone all the way.
Right.
Yeah. But
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. Just from an outsider's perspective, how would you describe me like from this thing? Like because from what I see of you, you seem like a go-getter. You seem like somebody that can just like get the job done.
well, thank you. You because normally other people would not tell me that a lot. Thank you. That
No
makes
worries.
my day. Um.
I mean,
So,
to be clear, I haven't met you in person, so like I could change in a day. Not to be judgmental or anything, but
um,
just
I'd say you're cool, man. You seem like a cool dude.
yeah. Yeah, but I would love to work on projects with you. So, like, do you got any other stuff coming out that besides the sequel that you're working on?
Man, I got the JLA United that needs to be finished. I'm gonna do a Batman Beyond fan film.
That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna do a horror film like the Lighthouse called Deserted about uh
Nice.
it's basically very fucking dirty and it's very Nazism too. So it's
Yeah.
basically about a German soldier or American or British anything. I'm always open to making a difference. So this motherfucker wakes up in the middle of a fucking woods in 1938, and then he stumbles to meet a Amish farmer who is
Oh
basically
yeah.
he's basically an asshole. He allows him in the house. They become friends. Well, they hate each other, and then this they have this unknown terrestrial living in the fucking house, or like who comes out in the middle of the night, and then once they find out this terrestrial, it's an alien, and this alien fucking bites him, the farmer, and then this farmer becomes so gay and addicted, and it
Yeah.
becomes a fucked up movie. It's like
Oh yeah.
it's as if Rosemary's Baby, or it's like Mother, but fucked up in the lighthouse.
Oh yeah, dude. I gotcha.
So it's basically a fucked up, disturbing experimental horror film for
Okay.
an hour and 30 minutes.
Sounds pretty cool, man. Where can we find it? Like once
Well,
you're
I
finished
haven't
with it.
started filming that. We were gonna start filming that movie next month, and we didn't have any actors yet.
Oh yeah, man.
But we do
So
have. But I mean, I was gonna. If anything, I was confirmed to direct it, and I was gonna do the camera work for it, and we were gonna have Xavier be my AD, and we were gonna have a couple of good crew.
yeah.
We've had a crew set and ready.
Yeah,
And we,
man.
and we did have a location to shoot it at. It was gonna be in the woods, in a barn. It's gonna be in a barn. So the
Yeah.
whole movie takes place in the barn. But we weren't ready to do it because we need to buy canopies and and we need to make some Nazi costumes because those things are
Ooh.
not. And we were gonna have a makeup artist who I was
Yeah,
gonna.
you might want to be careful using those out in public, man. Just
Well,
saying.
yeah, yeah, you gotta be very careful with those in your life.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's the news, man. I mean, the news is a very dangerous world. We'll, so I mean, after that, I'm gonna be shooting. Let's see, the Mission Part One, a soldier film, along with A Stranger at the Bar, a little bit of a thriller, and that's two shorts I got, and also two mafia movies I got. I got a lot of movies that I'm probably gonna be doing
Damn,
throughout.
man.
Yeah,
Holy shit. Like, that's pretty boss, my man. Like, that's
Oh
pretty
yeah, man.
badass.
All these projects are going to be shooting throughout all the way through 2024, and then
Okay, that's good because like, if you're able to get all those done in, like, a year, I'm like, "Dude, like, you're God, like, what are you doing here? Like,
well, I mean,
you should have my
well,
contacts."
half of these movies are like they're not that long. I mean, the horror film's a 3-day shoot, and the two shorts that I'm doing are like 2-day shoots. So
Yep.
those things are like easy, quick, done.
Yeah, man. That sounds pretty awesome. Yeah, as for projects that I'm working on, well, I've been trying to get this movie called Mr. Gold, like, off the ground. It's about this it's a short film about this, like, IP character going around in these different stories killing people, and the ending is kind of ambiguous, but people say it's probably my best script. I also sold off a script, about this crush of mine. I'm not gonna mention her name, but it was a very personal movie. It's called The Cinephile. It's about this girl who can't talk to this boy, so she makes this whole project to talk to him, and it's sort of like a rom com mixed with it's La La Land mixed with Booksmart, and
Okay, I
people.
get the idea.
Yeah, and like a lot of people said, "Oh man, this script's so fucking good!" Like, and I sold it for $10,000, so I've been kind of saving that one there. I also sold this other one called The Road to LA, where it's about this group band like driving to LA, and so like it's like a road trip movie, and they're sort of just trying to find each other in a way, and so like when they get there, their the motives have changed, and they kind of grow as people, and it's a coming of age story. You know what I mean?
That sounds interesting. I like that. I fucking
And yeah, I think I can still maybe use them. I don't know. And also, there's this other one called Karma, where it's this slapstick comedy type of thing where. Okay, have you seen the movie? Have you seen the trailer for Free Guy? It's kind of like that. So like, it's just like this guy makes a lot of bad choices, and then like one day, like his bad choices come to bite him in the ass, and he kind of soon realizes that there's this like parallel thing. It's like not fully like put out yet, but it's something very cool, man. It's really nice, you know.
yeah. I like to see ideas. I like to see something like that happen. That sounds
I know.
pretty intriguing.
Yeah. And there was also this other one I was, and as for podcasts, I've been like just pumping those out. And the story of why I like started these things is because I was kind of inspired by John Campia and my uh, humanities teacher, who like also really was like a true film cinephile guy, and he got me into like a lot of movies. Like he's my friend Eric and my teacher Paul kind of got me into movies in general, and I owe a lot to them. I've been trying to get Paul like on this thing for like a while now, but he just I don't know. I'm not gonna say he doesn't want anything to do with me. He's probably busy. He's a busy guy.
I can
He has
understand that.
yeah, that'd be good. So yeah, it's just always I don't know, like, and also a couple music videos I was taking care of. I love doing music videos with like a couple buddies of mine. Like again, Jason, such a good guy. He is so cool, man. He's that really good guy. Sorry for the voice over there. That was my neighbor there.
That's all good.
So yeah. Anyway, it's just always it's good to appreciate the people there and actually especially during this time because I've lost a couple people, some friends. I'm not going to mention their names, but just it's been really thing, and I've been keeping that very close to the chest. So I've just been writing scripts. It's kind of my therapy and making videos. Like it's a weird addiction, and I also do prop stuff as well. Like I make props and sell them to people for goods of tons of money and stuff like that. It's always just I don't know, like I always try to be productive like on movie side and I don't know, maybe it's just I'm a little crazy. Maybe so, but just I don't know. I'm at peace, man, when I'm painting stuff or editing something. And I'm just worried that I will never be good enough. So I try to keep challenging myself. Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
So
if I have to say this when it comes to film, I what I really don't what I really feel disgusted by is
yeah.
people in the industry. They like to I what really disgusts me about people in the industry is that they like to hate on people for no reason.
Yeah,
They love
that's pretty true. That's like a real thing that happens with like Kevin Feige, Zack Snyder, Michael
yeah,
Bay. Like
and I'll tell you this, man.
Spielberg.
I'll tell you this. Anyone that likes to say, "Hey, your movie's great," and then they turn their back on you and say it's shit, they should not be considered invited to the premiere.
Yeah, man. That sucks, man. I've had like a couple people like that as well, but
I feel like
you
I'm
gotta
part
like shrug them off, man. They're just yes men, man. They're trying to like get you to do stuff, and it's always
yeah.
I don't know. You can't
Well,
give him like any credit, man.
it's like, have some respect for filmmakers who work really hard making movies.
Yeah, man.
You said it's easy to make a movie. It's not easy to make a movie.
Yeah, dude. Like, and I think you kind of like are pointing to something that I think is like a big problem with like film culture is that we are very easy to dismiss stuff because we don't like it or we don't understand it. And like, I can never really call a film terrible because people put their time and effort into it. Like no matter what you think, people put their heart and soul into the stuff because it's art. And if we just think but oh it sucks, it's great, it's terrible, it's bad, and we just like simplify it, I think we're
I
doing
mean,
a big
yeah, a
service.
lot of people worked really hard making movies, and I also think that when I see someone, when I see a friend of mine make a movie and it isn't good, I don't like to be that guy to say, I don't want to be harsh, but I will say
Yeah.
this: it's not good. That's all. That's the best I can provide with.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
That's
That's all. Yeah.
yeah, I get you, man. That's pretty true. And I'm glad you like I'm glad you try to like keep it balanced and you don't like go overboard. But yeah, it's always something, especially that. And I kind of also there's some people I met during my film club thing where like this really cute girl I really like. I don't actually forgot her name, but she's like in the film, so like I'm like yes, this one's mine. There we go.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, it's all just to get back to the point here. All of my work is very personal, or it's something I love, and I've always wanted to make big blockbuster films and indie stuff, and I'm getting there. I'm not sure if I'm there yet. I'm not as like big as you yet, but I'm getting there. And like now that I've like left my job and stuff like that, I got more time to just work on my devices, work on my YouTube channels, and also I do review stuff. Like I'm always busy. I try to keep myself busy, whether it's school or videos, and maybe I slack off on the review stuff a lot because just oh my god, it's always so hard to keep up with things. But yeah, I always try to do my best, even if it's shit. And if it's shit, I'll admit it. Like there's some videos that I am not proud of, and I'm like, oh god, this is bad, and I'll be upfront about it because honesty is always important than just blind love, right?
Well, the thing is, I don't consider myself to be a great filmmaker. I'm just a filmmaker who loves making films.
Here you go, man.
I'm just not. I'm just not. Um, I'm just not like I don't consider myself the baddest of all. I'm just someone who loves movies and
Yeah,
just make movies. I don't expect a dog in the fight. I'm just here to making what I love and believe.
yeah, man. Yeah, and also yeah, that's pretty good, man. So
Thank
yeah, dude, this is like a really good podcast. Probably like the best episode on here, man. Like, just damn, that's really good. I would love to have you on here. We're probably gonna have to cut it short here because I gotta take care of something. There's like an
Yeah, man.
emergency.
I gotta. It's lunchtime for me, so I gotta do some sit ups and eat, and then get some rest for tomorrow because I slept at 4 a.m.
No worries, man. But anyway, dude, it's always a pleasure. I would love to have you on more, and we'll get more filmmakers on as well, and we'll have like a pretty good discussion here. So thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.